going on, Jeromes? Beautiful day for some Q&A. Let's fire it up. Thank you, everyone who submitted questions. First up, OG Jerome, follow your light 420. Will Ty Chandler be on the Vikings at the end of the year? So I don't know, like I've always gone back and forth. Like Ty Chandler, supremely talented dude. He goes fast, but pass protection just hasn't been there. And he's been a decent special teamer, but the Vikings making concerted effort, re-signing Aaron Jones, trading for Jordan Mason and extending him. Even though the Vikings didn't go hard in the paint in a very good running back class, like maybe they still see him as a running back 3 in his contract year. It's possible. They also didn't bring back Cam Akers. And it was an interesting dynamic last year because Jones was clearly running back 1 and Chandler was supposed to be running back 2, but then they traded for Ty Chandler for the second year in a row. And then by the end of the season, Chandler had clearly been demoted to running back 3 and Cam Akers was very clearly running back 2. So I don't know, like, it's at a certain point where it just sort of is what it is. Also, he was an older rookie coming in, so you just don't really see him maxing things out. But we'll always have that one Bengals game where he ran for like $132. It happens, man. But he could still stick around and be a valuable special teams contributor. Who knows? Next, DeBomb. What's your baseline stats for J.J. McCarthy this coming season and his ceiling stats? So I just put out like an over-under. Basically, there's a couple interesting things. So J.J. McCarthy doesn't have to be the guy that you have the offense on his shoulders, right? He doesn't have to be Jaden Daniels last year. And all he has to do is be that game manager, and it could be smaller stats. Like, he doesn't necessarily have to throw for 4,300 yards like Sam Darnold last year, right? And it could be a spot where you have 3,600 passing yards, completing just about 2/3 of his passes, 25 touchdowns, 7 picks, and 7 picks is high. J.J. McCarthy takes care of the rock, and also a 100-plus quarterback rating. I feel like those numbers are certainly in the ballpark and are certainly attainable, right? Also, you think about game script, too. So if the Vikings are in there, they get a lead, the defense is able to pin their ears back and get after the quarterback, the Vikings are able to run the ball and salt away the lead. McCarthy's not going to have huge numbers. It's going to be his Michigan syndrome all over again. But there's a couple things here. Like, remember, Sam Howell, in his second year with the Commies, led the league in passing attempts. Like, McCarthy was 612. McCarthy could attempt, half of that, 60% of that, and the offense would be more efficient and the team would be better. So stats don't always tell the full picture, but the main thing is interceptions. As long as he keeps that low, takes care of the rock, the Vikings are going to have great success on offense. Next, Ethan Griffith, OG Jerome. If you could be an elite pro athlete in any sport, what are you picking? For the hypothetical, you'll be Hall of Fame worthy, but not GOAT status. Golf is my answer. So golf would be a good one. But we're picking football. Or picking soccer. Now, we pictured Mo Salah running down the wing, but also he is in GOAT status. Like, maybe not quite up there with Ronaldo and the Flea, but certainly in the conversation of best in the world right now, right? Mo Salah is certainly there, but you could pick NBA, you could pick NHL, but there's just so many games. That's just a physical grind. Plus, NFL, I mean, it's very rare when a player gets out of it fully healthy, right? And yeah, soccer, it is a lot of mileage on the legs, sure, but I mean, in terms of compensation, in terms of international renown, in terms of after career marketing opportunities, business opportunities, I mean, soccer's it, man. Plus, just having the effect of like making a run in like a World Cup or something like that. Plus, America just making a run in the World Cup. Come on, man, that would be great. And I don't know, maybe it's because we're a little bit biased because Liverpool just won the league. No big deal, but yeah, we'll pick football. There you go. Next up, the DJ. Even with a lighter workload, will Jones have more receiving yards than last year with more rookie quarterback-friendly screens? Also, will number nine, have more rushing yards than Darnold last year? So, Jones last year had 51 catches for 408 and 2 touchdowns on 62 targets. And we said this before. Jones might be the best route running back in the league. Like he runs routes like better than most receivers. Great hands, catches away from his body as well. Is up there in terms of pass protection. Like he's legit, right? And with Jordan Mason taking away some of the more early down short yardage work, I think that will benefit him, staying fresher later in games, later in the season. And I do think that Jones could have more of an active role as a receiver. Not so much design screens per se, but also you have a young quarterback, and J.J. McCarthy is going to go through growth spells, and eventually he's going to go downtown Julie Brown. But right away, a lot of checkdowns, whether it's Hockenson over the middle, Jones underneath or over the middle, like that could be in his wheelhouse very early in offense. So I easily could see Jones having a 65 catch, 650, 700 yard receiving type season. And then rushing yards. So last year, Darnold had 67 catches for 212 and a touchdown. And, McCarthy, by nature is a little bit more mobile than Sam Darnold. And I think that Kevin O'Connell will take advantage of it. Plus, we saw just a smidgen, just a little bit of Kevin O'Connell opening up the playbook when he had mobile quarterback in the Passion, Josh Dobbs. So could we see more, RPOs? Well, maybe not RPOs, but a little bit more option type looks, a little bit more designed quarterback runs with McCarthy. It's possible. And also McCarthy. So remember, his 2023 season, he dinged up his knee in that Penn State game pretty clearly. All right, and the Michigan beat writers wrote about it after the Maryland game as well, and into the college football playoff, that McCarthy wasn't running as much as previous years because he did something to that knee. Right, and I think that's where his meniscus issue started. But 2022, when he's fully healthy, first year as a full-time starter, 70 carries for 306 and 5 touchdowns. I think you could see something similar to that or even more. So I honestly could see, McCarthy getting 450 yards rushing, 6-7 touchdowns somewhere in there, and I think we'll just go from there. I think he's going to be valuable in fantasy football, even though he may not put up the volume passing numbers that you may want. Lastly, 600 Howls. Me and my son are flying over from England for the Falcons game. We've already got tickets for the Twins on the Monday night, but looking for some other suggestions for things to do whilst staying in Minneapolis. So you'll be coming at a good time of year, like September. Do you remember? September's gorgeous here in the great state of Minnesota, but the usual stuff, mini Ha-Ha Falls will be good. Also, some of the fall foliage will be coming. Well, maybe not. A little bit early for the fall, but Como Zoo is great. It's free will donation. It's a wonderful zoo. Walker Sculpture Garden. So it's so funny. I list this, but I've never been there. As a resident of this state for almost 40 years, like I've never been there. Like actually, I take that back. Maybe for like a school field trip, but I've never seen the spoon and cherry up close with me own eyes. Right. Surly and Fulton are fantastic. Like Surly's a little bit more of like a destination. It's a little bit of a hump out there, but with Surly, it's because not only is the beer great, but the food's great. The pizza on that second floor is fantastic. Just the vibe, the openness. You're still gonna be able to sit outside. It's really fantastic. Also, just Nicolay Mall in general, which is going to be. So I like that area before a Twins Wolves or don't go to Vikings games, but yeah, before Twins or Wolves game, because you got Brits Pub, which is also great for Liverpool. The local's fantastic as well, even though it's an Arsenal bar. I think the story is like that they found like this old historic Irish pub and they brought it over piece by piece. That may just be BS, and like the bar is actually from IKEA, but I don't know. It sounds good, right? Yeah. Also, the whole Mall of America thing, because it's weird because we just see the mall as the mall, and we drive 10 minutes and the kids have a good time there. But yeah, it's still like an international destination for foreign travelers or out of state travelers, which is kind of odd. Also, whole Juicy Lucy thing, Matt's Bar, 5A Club, Blue Door, Glicks. Glicks is just a good time, man. All right, you get in the tower. Let's go. Lebanon Hills, Uptown Lakes. You want some outdoor experiences. Lebanon, a little bit of a hump to Egan, but definitely worth it. Also, Egan is home to my favorite Korean restaurant, Hoban. Yeah. Then you got steakhouses, Manny's, Murray's, Butcher's Tail, a bunch of other great ones around as well. If you want to go to St. Paul, Selby's, I enjoy that area because So my wife, we never lived in like a walkable neighborhood. We've always been either apartments or suburbs, house in the suburbs. But I love that area of Selby where you have some nice historical houses, and it's literally walking distance to restaurants, bars. It's great. So Selby, like the Gnome, highly recommend. W.A. Frost is fantastic. Moscow on the Hill. I feel like Russian food should take off more. Comrade or something. Then down near the X, I know it's gonna be out of season, but 7th Street Truck Park, New Bohemia, Tom Reed. Tom Reed's a good time, right? As well as Patrick McGovern. Cassetta's down there too. Mancini's Char House a little bit down the road, but in terms of like getting, also Lower Town, highly recommend. Just in terms of like getting a feel for the vibe of St. Paul, working class, just a good salty earth type town. It's good times. So I don't know, that's a couple off the top of my head. Anyways, that's it. Q&A on this beautiful day. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, production value.